Alright, we're gonna do another one in the patented, I think I may call this series. I was gonna call it something boring like great products or something like that, but I think I'm gonna call it the Get You One series. Hold on 1 second, please. Because it just seems to fit what I'm trying to say. It's usually like, get you one of these. And it's just, let's see, what was the first one? Oh, getting you an AR-15. There's that video I got. Anyways, the newest entry in the Get You One series, I could tell a few, is this knife, an awesome TAC Force, I guess, TF-705 series, assisted opening tactical folding knife, according to Amazon. Now, what happened here was I was at, check that bad boy out. I was at Academy the other day, and I don't really care about knives or think that much about them. I have a couple folders just for around the house and whatnot. Not even as big as this. I think I have one in my glove compartment, one in my, but they're old, Anyways, I was at Academy the other day, and for some reason I ended up looking at knives on the wall. They have a bunch of them on the wall in like packaging, and I saw this badass Smith & Wesson knife, and I loved it. I loved the size of it. It was much smaller than this knife, but it had a stubby little blade. You could tell that thing was just razor sharp. Similar, it had little serrations and then a straight part of the blade. It didn't look like this, but it was an awesome looking knife. And the thing is, it was hanging on the wrong, and it was perfect size, like smaller than this, probably half to 2/3 the size of this. But in my opinion, the perfect size. The only thing I was thinking might be kind of bad is very easy to pocket. The Smith & Wesson I was looking at. If you wanted to use it as a self-defense knife, I don't know, but I don't know how good it would be, because if you were to stab somebody, the blade was probably like 2¼ inches, I think it was. I think that was on the Amazon specs of the Smith & Wesson I was looking at, mind you, not this knife I'm picturing right here in my camera. This is just getting to the story of how I ended up with this knife. So the Smith & Wesson, oh yeah, the only bad thing I guess about that little Smith & Wesson, it would be great for cutting and very easy to carry. I loved the size of it. It had a stubby, thick blade, and, it looked really neat, just neat. And but yeah, I don't know how much of a self-defense device it would be, because if you were to stab somebody, it's got like I think it was a 2¼ inch blade, as I said. I just don't know if that would penetrate far enough into somebody, especially if it's a big guy with a lot of muscles. You could probably stab them right in, almost anywhere with that. Is that going to hit any vital organs or really just do enough damage? I don't know how all that stuff works, but I don't know if a 2¼ inch blade knife can really, yeah, you could cut with them if possible, but I don't want to get into all the gory details, but what if they just jump on you and the only thing you can really do is stab them? I don't know if the 2.5, and you don't have much time because they're on your ass, and maybe you can only get in one stab or something before they're beating your ass. But so I don't know if a 2¼ inch blade is enough for self-defense. Is the only problem with that Smith & Wesson I was looking at. But for any kind of like anything else, just around the house or whatever, it'd be an awesome knife, and I'm sure you can use it for self-defense at a certain point. Anyway, so I saw this cool Smith & Wesson knife, and it was tactical, spring-assisted opening, and all this. And it was hanging on the wrong rack, so it said $14.99 on it. And I thought, holy smokes, $14.99. I'm about to buy this. This looks really cool. So, and I wasn't planning on buying anything. So I picked it up, and I was gonna buy it, and then I realized slowly as I kept looking at it, that it was on the wrong rack. I realized that it belonged in a different, or on the wrong hook, I guess. It belonged on a different hook, and it was really $32, not $14.99. That's more like it, It looked like a little more expensive knife. So I decided against buying it because it was just kind of an impulse purchase. I wasn't going to spend $32 on an impulse purchase, $15 for a knife with a nickel. So anyway, but I started thinking about knives, and I kind of was like, man, I'd like to get a nice folder here, maybe kind of self-defense-y, carry it in spots where you wouldn't carry a gun, and lighter than a gun and all this, So, but I thought, well, since I'm not gonna buy the Smith and West, I'm gonna go home. I'm not gonna buy anything here at Academy. I'm gonna go home, and a lot of times you can find deals on online much better than what the Amazon price, the Academy pricing is. So well, maybe I can find, like, for example, that $30 Smith and West. I'm thinking, maybe online that's a $20 knife. Maybe I'll get it there. So I went home and I started looking at knives online, seeing what I could find. I just went to Amazon, and this is a little tip for Newegg, Amazon, anything like that. A lot of times, I mean, it's not a foolproof method, obviously, but a lot of times a very helpful tip is to just go to, like, the most bestsellers list, and you'll find out what's good there, because people are smart and people will seek out what's good. And now it's not foolproof, because a lot of times just whatever's cheapest will be the bestseller, kind of, to an extent, but it has decent quality. So it's not a foolproof method, but it's a very good method. It really helps on, like, I find it's really helpful on, let's say, Newegg. Let's say you're buying a motherboard and you don't want to do 6 months of research on what's a good, just go and look at the best sellers for the particular processor and chipset you're looking at. They won't steer you wrong, because what people tend to get tends to be the quality item, and what people tend to get tends to be the item that's supported and updated the most too. It's kind of a two-way street, so you can count on more support with it. And so, anyways, the point is, when I went to Amazon, I looked at tactical knives or whatever, and I sorted by bestsellers, and this was the #1 bestseller. So right away I knew, hey, this is probably pretty, and it had good reviews, like 4.5 stars. Here's the Amazon page of it: TAC Force TF-705 series, blah blah. And you can see the price is $9.49. And it looks, now it's not being sold by Amazon anymore. I see. Well, when I got this a couple days ago, it was $7.95. Now, not only that, but I don't know what's going on with Amazon shipping these days, but it was free shipping for whatever reason. And it said, I think it said, like it said it was going to take like 4 or 5 days to get here, but it actually arrived in like 2-3 days. The shipping was quicker than they said. And for whatever reason, again, I don't know why, but Amazon just had free shipping on it, and I don't have Prime again. Bottom line is, I paid $7.95 out the door for this knife, and I knew that going in. I thought, when I saw it and I looked at the reviews, and you can see it has like 4.5 stars, 7,097 customer reviews, very popular. So I knew it'd be a decent, and I read the reviews. Some people say, yeah, it's a little cheap, but it's sharp. That's one thing I noticed. Several reviews, or at least one review I read, said it's sharp, and it's a nice. Pretty much everybody said, hey, the quality's good for $7.95. One review I mentioned, said, hey, if you break it, so what? It's $7.95. It's not the end of the world. So you can use it as a tough duty knife. Get 2 or 3 if you want, whatever. So yeah, and I got it in the mail faster than like 2-3 days faster than expected. It came in like probably 2 to 3 business days at the most. It came very quickly. Free shipping, so $7.95 out the door is what I paid for this thing. Well, I may have been 8 something with tax, probably. And it's, can you say? It's a 4.5 inch serrated blade. It's assisted opening, so it has a spring to it. You pop this, and there you go. It's not the strongest spring, I guess, in the world, but it works. I don't have a lot of experience with knives and know, but it's spring assisted. It's tactical. It's pretty sharp, the flat part, and I'm sure the serrations, but you can judge the flat part is pretty dang sharp, especially for the price. If you think it's going to be a dull piece of crap, it's pretty sharp, And yeah, it's light. It's big. I think the handle's a little ugly, but for $8, who cares? I guess it's $10 now. Only other thing I don't love is it says police. I don't get the point of that. You can see, if you look at Amazon, you can get it in every kind of color. You can see it's a very popular item. So you can get it in pink if you're a girl, or whatever you want to do. Rainbow, and they all have weirdly different prices, as you see. Red, this one's only $7.93. Actually, I like that red one. I kind of wish I'd have got the red one, although I don't like the firefighter thing either. Yeah, maybe I should have experimented with a different color. And I kind of don't like the aesthetic that kind of looks like a dragon bone or something. It's not Game of Thrones. But, it's got a belt clip. All I can say is it fulfilled exactly what I thought it would. For $7.95, I got this thing that I can sit there and play with. That's mainly what I knew how I would do with it, and that's mainly what I've been doing. And you just hold it and you go, wow, that's cool, while you're sitting doing other stuff at home. Flip open the blade over and over. I mean, it makes me laugh, but that's what you're going to be doing with it. I haven't really used it yet. Honestly, with this type of knife, I'd probably rather get a second one for just to be the good one, and then one to like actually use and cut shit and make dull and chip and break and whatever. Not that I use a knife that much anyway, but I just feel like I don't want to hurt it right now. It's the weird attitude I get with knives. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you should get one if you're at all interested. $7.95 at Amazon. I showed you the listings. You can search for that easily. And it's just fun, and like I said, it's pretty sharp, and of course it's not the nice, it's got a real positive lock system there. That sucker ain't going nowhere. Got the assisted opening, so it's fun to flip open. Light, put in your pocket, do whatever with it. Good for self-defense because the blade's plenty big enough. So yeah, for $8, get you one of these.